What's up, YouTubians? Gary, VWJawbreaker. Welcome back to another video where today I'm going to answer how you can get 65% more power in your off-grid setup. One simple change. Let's dive into this on this wonderfully cloudy, rainy Florida day. So the wonderful people at LiTime reached out, and if you know, I've been running one of their DC to DC converters now for quite a while, and this thing has been amazing. And they're like, hey, you know, we noticed you have a 100 amp hour battery in your bus. We can give you 65% more power in the same package. I went, you have my attention. So right here, they sent us 165 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery. And that battery, that's right, 165 amp hours and the same group 31 package as a 100 amp hour battery. That's how you get 65% more power. That's pretty impressive. Not to mention, it's got Bluetooth. You know what? Let's open it. I'll show you exactly. LiTime is the #1 online selling lithium battery brand that is committed to providing safe and reliable and environmentally friendly lithium battery solutions to provide users with more efficient and convenient energy experiences. They have over 120 total products to meet the needs of all kinds of different scenarios, including RV, fishing, off-grid, gardening, farms, outdoor activities, providing one-stop energy solutions. So upon unboxing, it's pretty post bolts here. So there's your post bolts for up top and the caps for your positive and negative. Pretty cool. I like that. Shows you exactly where your hardware is. Not to mention you also have a quick start guide and your product manual. And again, this is a 12.8 volt, 165 amp hour lithium ion phosphate battery. It's a smart battery, group 31 with Bluetooth, so we can use an app. This battery has 2,112 watt hours of continuous output, making it ideal for high demand solutions. The BMS, the battery management system, is a self-developed 165 amp BMS that delivers continuous output of 165 amps and peak discharge current of 825 amps for 1 second. Plus there's over 20 safety precautions, including low temperature cutoff, auto recovery, and overload protection. With your Bluetooth 5.0 connectivity, you can easily monitor everything that's going on with the battery. Built with high-end EV grade Lifepo4 cells, offering over 4,000 cycles at 100% depth of discharge. Now I can tell you with this app works beautifully. Connects right to it. The only downfall is you do have to create an account. But once you're in there, you can see everything that you need to see. You can easily see your power consumption and watts and current and amps, your battery voltage, how much amp hour capacity you have left, gives you the temperature. Not to mention you can check your cells, your BMS system. You can pretty much check everything right here from this app. Then to give you a little bit of size comparison, I've got 3 batteries here. So here is a mini 100 amp hour battery. Here is a group 24 100 amp hour battery, and then here is a group 31. So the group 31 does take up a little bit more space this way, but again, it's a standard group 31 size, just like any other battery. That's why they make the dimensions of the case the same. That's why you have, you know, a group 21, a group 31, group 24, mini. I mean, it's the same as a regular car battery. The cool thing is I did reach out to LiTime and I was like, hey, listen, orientation sometimes makes a big difference in whether or not you can install a battery in a vehicle or in your off-grid setup or whatever, you know, home solar system, whatever you're using these batteries for. Some manufacturers do not allow you to put them on its side. Some manufacturers do. Some manufacturers will tell you you can put them on the side, but you can't put it on this side, you know, because that's where the BMS is. LiTime, they told me you can put it on any orientation that you want except for upside down. So I could stand it up on end, the other end, you know, stand it upright, the left side, the right side, doesn't matter. I can put it any orientation as long as it is not upside down. That's what's going to help us install this in our 1976 Westfalia bus. All right, well, we got the battery installed in Lulu. It's a 1976 Westphalia Volkswagen bus. And believe it or not, you know, it does fit. Again, orientation means everything. So there she is sitting on her side. We got a cam buckle strap going around her, and she fits perfectly, even though the tire well right there leans down. We actually got a little bit of leeway still. So in previous, you've seen me put two 100 amp hour mini batteries in there. Sometimes things don't like to play together really well when you tie a bunch of batteries together. Sometimes they do, depends on a lot of factors. For what I'm doing, a single battery with 165 amp hours is perfect. Now, going down the road, I've got their LiTime 40 amp DC to DC charger. This thing I've had in here for quite a while. A little large compared to some other brands, but it works amazing. And of course, right now, most of my solar is actually shaded. But if we pull up the app, we can actually see that currently we're drawing in 16 watts, 1.2 amps, and it'll take approximately 1.3 hours to fully charge at that rate. Our temperature is 82.4 degrees. We got 63.3% of our 165. Pretty freaking cool. And again, the solar's pretty much shaded, so not expecting to get a whole lot there. Now, as for their app is very user-friendly. It's actually very accurate as well. Now, I've also got a inline shunt monitor, so I can pull that up, and that goes in between the negative of the battery and the negative of your system. So everything has to pass through that shunt monitor, so it'll tell you exactly how much power you've used, yada, yada, yada. Between that and the Bouge RV MPPT controller, all three apps are spot on. I honestly, kind of really no need to use an inline shunt monitor now that we have a smart feature on the battery. Just pull up the battery itself and it'll tell you everything that the shunt monitor will and more. That's, I'm really liking this so far. Much better, much nicer. Now, I you know, for those that don't know, I don't have a whole lot of load in this power-wise. I've got a 62 quart ice cold fridge, got some LED lights. We're getting ready to do a AC project, but you know, that won't be running off the solar. We've got a diesel heater. We've got chargers, you know, for cameras and phones and all that jazz. So I don't have a huge electrical load, but I can tell you, I've been letting this thing run for about the last week, and this battery seems to be tougher for some reason than other brands I've used. Go figure. I mean, an amp hour is an amp hour regardless of what brand it is, but for some reason it seems to be lasting longer. I don't know, but I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. You know, long while back, I used to have 200 amp hours in there, and I could go days without even having to hook up the solar. So with 165 amp hour and what my current setup is, I could easily go about 3 days before I need to worry about putting solar out. And that's running the fridge cold in this Florida warmth and heat down here. So I'm really not going to complain whatsoever. So if you need a good quality battery that is decently affordable, it's not the cheapest out there, but it's not the most expensive, but it's quality. Again, LiTime is one of the #1 retailers out there for batteries and whatnot. So check them out. There's tons of different battery options to help fit your needs. There'll probably be links down below, so check that out. I appreciate you being here, and we'll catch you on the next one, guys. Till then, be kind to one another and be good.